I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Happy Monday. It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Thank you for joining us, making us a part of your Monday afternoon. I'm Clint Scott. He's Dr. Mike Gustafson. Kyler Brown behind the glass. I tell you what, he is having an I Love Technology day already. Look at him just back there, Muppet arms flailing, walloping on the keyboard,
listening to his phone. He looks like
everything fits.
Yeah, he looks like Monster playing the drums.
Gotta love technology, man.
I love technology. Hey, we're on the air though. That's all that matters, whether people want us to be or not.
Barely.
We are live from the First United Bank studio. 3 full hours with us. You can join us today on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Call us on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. You can watch us on Fox 34 News Now and on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And it is finally week 0. Yes, we are here. College football will start up this weekend. We will have North Carolina and TCU live from Dublin, 10:30, 100.7. The score, I would be interested in that game anyways, but sure. I'm really interested because it's kicking us off. So
sure. 11 a.m.
Yeah,
hopefully it's not 104 over there.
Also, I hope it's not I don't know. On one hand, like, there's the Big 12 side that I'm like pulling for, but then I see the TCU logo and I'm like, do I really care? Probably not. But do we get another, what was it, like 60-something to 7 last season? Everybody's showing up for the
I thought it was
first
like 45
game.
to 7
I'm
probably or something.
I'm probably pushing that score more. That's what it felt like. It felt like a 70 to 7
They went down and scored on the first drive, and then that was about it.
Oh, everyone was freaking out.
Well, and everybody was freaking out.
Bill's about to win
and
a
it was the
national
same
championship
thing
on the college level, too. And
everybody's losing their mind over TCU. Oh, they're going to be great.
Yeah.
They are a nice 8-4 team. Relax.
Yeah, solid. Their quarterback is now playing for the reigning national champions. Every time I think about it, it's weird. And, Indiana, Kurt Cignetti, the whole story, it's crazy and just it's the ultimate just like kind of example of this is where we are with college football, where really anybody if you in this kind of 5-year window, it's like you reset the sport. And it didn't really matter the blue bloods still have, and those that were of the elites certainly still had a very big advantage in all this history. But there was this opportunity to kind of reset in the sport. And some teams, and you're one of them, some teams have found a way to be legitimate and take off in recruiting. And it's easier said than done. That's why you don't have just like a list of 10 schools. But Indiana's probably the biggest example of if they can do it, anybody can find a way to do it. But it's got to take the right coach, got to take the right staff, it's got to take buy-in. Indiana basketball school. But, I on one hand with them, I feel like in the offseason, Gus, that you look like 6th in the AP top 25. I don't think that they've gotten a lot of respect for any of the other schools, like in Ohio State or Alabama. Have they been coming off of a national championship and bringing back like 60% of their production? So on one hand, I'm like, man, that is such a sign of disrespect to last year's national champion. And then I remember who their quarterback is. I'm like,
I don't know. If we're gonna accept that,
yeah.
Then do we have to accept the your boy went blank. Your boy, what's his name? Picking the Red Raiders at 9-3 because of our uncertainties at quarterback. Can you have it both ways, Clint? Can you be uncertain about Indiana's quarterback situation and not uncertain about ours?
What
am I thinking of? I keep wanting to say Leinart, and I know it's not Leinart. The guy that picked us 9-3 national.
Oh, Stuart Mandel.
Yeah, Stewie Mandel.
Yeah, old
There you
Stewie,
go.
and then
Yep. And then the other dude up in Oregon.
John Wilner was also the thing with Wilner, and also the thing with Mandel. It felt like, but I mean more so with Wilner. It felt like they were still bitter about, you know, the whole Brendan Sorsby situation. And
Why?
I'm not even saying that they had
Why
to.
does it feel that way?
Well, because you go back to John Wilner. When you look at like the minority of people going from just trying to be subjective, what they think of the Texas Tech talent level. Like, if you don't like them, that's fine. You don't even have to. You can say they're going to go 12-0 and lose to BYU in the Big 12 championship game as a prediction. Mm-hmm. But if you're outright, you know, you have the history of those two where they are actually go back to the offseason, where they are fighting with Texas Tech fans and they are throwing shots at the program and throwing shots at Joey McGuire. And it's very, if veiled at all, very thinly veiled. And this isn't even like sour grapes. I'm just like, I look at this and going, this is why I think that they're picking you so low, because, you know, I still think that they feel like there's some sort of personal vendetta against the Red Raiders. And this probably sounds very fanish, but if you're being subjective, you look at this roster top to bottom and you go, man, that's the best roster in the Big 12.
And you look at our schedule.
And then if you want to, put the schedule in there,
to me, that's
it's
where
just crazy.
That's where the 9-3 looks the most preposterous. But I will say this: there may have been there's some truth to what you're saying. They may be all true, but I think that the feedback they got from this spring, those two riders, who I think are both West Coast guys. And there may be some Big 12 residual, too. Like, hey, you didn't pick Oregon State, and we're still mad about that. And
Wilner was one of the biggest fighters with the Pac-12 stuff.
Hey, Wilner, your conference didn't pick us when you had the chance. So, but also, I would say, I think that they got, I think they got plenty of clickbait out of it. Like, oh, hey, look at this Texas Tech deal. Watch this. Let's pick them 9-3 and watch what happens. Because that was my response. I quote tweeted one when he did the 9-3, and I went #clickbait, and there it was. The Texas Tech fandom.
I just feel like
Twitterdom just went.
I feel like those two have crossed a line from being like, and I think there's a difference. Like, we are not reporters, we are not journalists. I think there's a difference between being that and then being like the clickbait podcast guy, and you need both in the sports world, right? It's entertainment, but you can't be both. And I feel like they kind of crossed into a territory that they haven't been before. More Tech Talk coming up next.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Thanks for joining us. Clint, Gus, and Kyler. Keep hitting us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. You can also call us on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. 2 more hours with us. We'll go up to 6 o'clock at that time. Rangers and White Sox. The Rangers and Astros tied in the AL West. Yet neither with a winning record. Hopefully that changes. But more so, I hope the race stays tight through the final week of baseball. But
yeah, we want the result.
Yeah, we want a good race. This on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Somebody said, after we got everything fixed with the app, now I can manage the drive home in the DFW. We're with you. Stay strong. This old Razzle Dazzle sent in a picture. Oh, I've seen there is a contractor in town with my name. It is not my company. If I were a contractor, that would be a disaster. But shout out to Clint Scott, the contractor out there. Home Finder said the soccer game last night was more like a rugby game. Those Boise State girls were rough, great crowd, and great win.
And I thought we were rougher. I mean, I think the Boise State came in there wanting to play a physical brand of soccer, and they got their wish. I mean, I'm saying that like I really believe that. Like that there could have been some frustration or whatever, but as the game played on. But I also think that was a result of them getting outplayed and out athleted, and they were tired, and it was hot, and the crowd was on them, and the whole deal. They were whining about the refs as the game along there, and I'm talking about their bench, But yeah, I think we were able to match their whatever you want to call it. Petulance, physicality,
which is something that
tenacity.
That's for Tom Stone tells us. Listen,
stick-to-itiveness.
if you don't ever go to those soccer games, that's fine. But if you're the kind of person that go, all right, I'm tired of listening to this, I'm going to go to a game. Don't sit in the stands. Don't sit in the stands the first time you go. Go stand on the fence along the north end, which is where you walk in the gate. Just go lean on the fence and watch that deal from up close. Not because you'll love the artistry and this and that. You'll see, like, in a 5-minute window of time, you'll see these pretty little college girls, athletic as heck, coming through, high-fiving little kids and being wonderful with the little kids and doing the deal. And they go out there, and with maybe longer
like Badgers
than that.
After that.
Yeah, and then that game starts, and they get
Wolverines
after it,
out there.
and they crash and crash into each other, and it's high flying, and like if you and I'm saying that as because I'm probably like a lot of our listeners, I didn't grow up understanding the artistry of soccer, right? But it's become very relatable once my daughter played it through high school and that sort of thing. Like, okay, I kind of get it now. And going to Texas Tech soccer games. Like, I get the college soccer thing more than I get watching Liverpool play whoever over there.
Well, that's the
and
funny...
I get it. That's the best soccer in the world. But I'd rather watch Texas Tech play Pepperdine.
I enjoy the game much more, and not because it hits closer to home, but I have enjoyed women's college soccer more than what I have taken in from like any of like the major leagues like that. And again, I'm with you. I get it. They're like the best in the world. And I'm not arguing that.
Sure, huh?
But it's funny because they have been the ones that start the conversation with like, stop flopping, right? Like, get up, it didn't hurt. And like, I don't think I have once, whenever like when they're doing a Tech soccer game or tuning into a Big 12 game, where I've been like yelling at the screen like, get up, Faker. It's more times like, ooh, I would be down a lot longer than what she was. I would still be crying.
Sure. And there are, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just telling you, like, it's a cool scene, and the crowd's really good, and there's energy in the stands. Like, you don't go there thinking, well, I took my kid out to Burl Huffman and played 7-year-old soccer 20 years ago, and like, then you've got it all wrong. This is not that, okay? And you may be like, well, I watched high school soccer in January or February when the wind was blowing, it was cold. This is not that, okay?
Yeah.
This is a good setup.
D-Rock said Reggie Jackson, known for being Mr. October, and also for having lunch with Billy Haywood, keeping Billy from hanging out with his friends. Do you know the movie reference?
You're not.
That would be, I believe, Little Big League.
Okay.
Which of the 90s, like, kids' sports movies, like The Big Green and Air Bud and The Rookie of the Year, Little Giants, that's probably the one I've watched the least. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it. But a great reference.
Was it may have been me and Choice last week doing this Rookie of the Year, and because we were talking about PCA's mom.
Oh,
PCA's mother was the mom in one of these movies, Little Big League or one of those. Like, she was the actress. I think it may have been me and Choice.
That would have been, it wasn't me, but that's funny.
How about that?
Yeah. And Bobby Hot Dog said Clint Scott's Porta-John service. There we go. That seems more right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Tonight we got Rangers and White Sox. High School Fan Zone is back starting tonight, 6 o'clock, 100.7 the score. Again, if you missed it earlier, Monday we'll have Memorial, Lubbock Cooper, Friendship, and Liberty. On Wednesday we'll have Lubbock High, Coronado, Monterey, and Estacado. All 8 of those teams will play each other in some facet. We will have Lubbock Cooper take on Friendship. We'll have Liberty and Memorial. We'll have Coronado and Monterey. Well, if you're not going to have those two in a district, which stinks, I'll take week 1. And then Estacado and Lubbock High, who haven't played since 2017, I believe. I have that right. So there you go. It's going to be an awesome week 1 for a high school fan. And everybody in the area is getting started. It's going to be fun. More tech talk coming up next.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
But the question is, who will Gus take a picture with week 1?
I know.
Raider Alley.
Anybody know? Anybody got any leads?
I thought you would wind up being our lead guy, but
I need to ask.
our first source for Raider Alley.
I need to text my people. See if,
Gus's hearings on the hardest days week by week.
I'm not interested in the competition at safety. I want to know who
Look, I don't care about this Tommy Castellanos character. Who are we having play for Raider Alley week 1?
Anybody can talk about that. I want to know if Cole...
Apparently, quite literally, anybody can talk about that. I thought we were past the slow part of the season, but man, I was seeing some wild opinions for Tommy Castellanos this weekend. I don't know about you.
I don't know what that is. I mean, I thought... I mean, we talked about it here on Friday.
Correct.
You were saying that it ran... Did it run amok after that?
So from anyone from Famil to like people giving opinions on it, like Tommy Fornelli, who was like, look, he's not going there to be a backup. Well, I would think it's fairly safe to assume so. Maybe not coming there to not have a role at all, but if he did wind up at Texas Tech, I would be floored if they were like, oh, by the way, we think that you could be the starter. No, I think there's very honest conversations happening between the staff and Mr. Castellanos, and the latest wording. Because if you remember going into that when we first saw that, it was like, hey, look out for Texas Tech to be here. Then I think the latest wording was there was like confirmed interest. I think that's what the verbiage turned to. So again, I'm just like, if he's committing somewhere, which his name is in the portal, so he's going to commit somewhere, you would think that would be, in my mind, early this week, right? Again, like college football starts this weekend.
Time's clicking, right? Time
keeps on slipping.
Clock is ticking. The clock, she's a ticking. Well, you'd think it for... And again, maybe they can gin up enrollment in some distance learning classes, and however the online and that kind of stuff in a way that they can meet deadlines without somebody being here, and however that works. I don't know the academic side of that thing. Just saying, because school met today at Texas Tech and Lubbock Christian, by the way. But and not to mention the football side of it, where, I mean, if you get this dude in here, how quickly can he get ready? Now, I would think the first thing we can do is like, all right, let's teach him 5 short yardage plays. Mm-hmm. Right? We're going to run the old 37 off tackle. Mm-hmm. And that fullback behind you. So that's not even right. We don't have fullbacks behind us anymore, right?
What's a fullback? Dan Casey's ears are burning on Twitter right now.
That's exactly right, dude. We're trying to play some hard, but I mean, like some basic goal line set stuff, couple of passes, couple of runs, the 3rd and 1 stuff, the 4th and 2 stuff. Donovan ran it.
Very specific here.
Donovan
we
Smith
can use your athleticism here,
yes.
And also,
we can get
how do you look in the slot?
Yes. And you know what? I'm fine with him as the up man on the punt return. Of course, I don't know. We may not do that. I don't think you don't see that as much. Back in the old days, you'd have one guy 45 yards back, then another guy 35 yards back. So if you miss hit one, if you shank one down there, if you kick a low line drive, we've got our We've got our A returner back here. We've got our B returner up here. And he might catch it, or he might fair catch it and keep it from bouncing. So, but you don't see that as much anymore, and that's fine. That's could be a thing of the past. But it was maybe there's less shank punts these days, and I say that with all sincerity.
You know who didn't shank any punts?
Behren Morton. In an NFL game.
He looked great, by the way.
What was
passed off the things off his foot? Like, he just flat out looked great. Game-winning, even past the game-winning drive.
Wasn't it?
Was really accurate.
Wasn't it like 13 for 17 for 120-something yards? Isn't that right?
I'll have to go back and look at his final.
129 and a touchdown.
Yeah. And one of those incompletions on that game-winning drive, probably, I think it was the game-winning. It was either that or the drive before. Threw another one where the receiver just never saw the ball and was. I thought could have caught it, and so even on the incompletion, I'm like, that's a pretty good ball, pretty good deep ball there from Behren.
He's bona fide in the third string competition there, right? You think they'll cut him and make him having to clear waivers and do that? You think he'll be full on? Where do you think this will go here in the next 10 days, right?
Yeah, I assume with him it's just we're going to keep you on as our hopefully
number 3.
Hopefully
sometimes you see
number 3. Maybe
that 3 get it depends on how they feel about this or that, and you're here, you're ready, but when they do that, you can't just stick him on your practice squad, don't you? Doesn't he have to clear waivers? On that last day, hey, we're cutting you, we're going to put you on a practice squad. You got to clear waivers, and then somebody can swoop in.
Swoop it.
They can swoop in, and he's lighting it up. Yeah. Apparently, he's playing well enough, and so then the thing is, hey, we don't want to lose that guy. Well, then you can't. He's got to be one of your. What's the number these days, Clint? 52. What is it? What's our NFL roster?
53, I believe.
Yeah.
Pre-practice squad, right? 53, boom. And then there's another 7 or 8 that are practice, right? Okay.
I'm not quite sure on the practice squad number. I'm not quite sure.
No, that's all right. But I do think I'm right about the clearing waivers things. You can't just start the season on the practice squad for us to do that. On the last day when we
other
cut
teams have to have the opportunity
they get a crack at him,
yes.
Unless you just make the 53. And so it sounds like to me he's doing well. I just don't know I'd be lying if I told you I know what.
I guess I've just assumed.
I know there's Drake May, some other guy,
it's Tommy DeVito,
probably some other guy.
It's May, DeVito, and Morton. So I've just assumed it's
probably be the emergency quarterback.
I've just assumed that it's clear cut 3.
All right.
The works.
So there's not even a 4th guy there throwing practice.
There wasn't in the last game. It was just DeVito
maybe he was
and Morton.
There early, and they went, you know what? You can't even punt. Look at that guy.
Let's go to Kyler.
Why was he punting? Was there an injury? Do we know what the story was?
The starter punter was sick after the first punt of the game. He just wasn't feeling well.
Oh, all right.
Let's go to Kyler for a play of the day, shall we?
They got Morton as the punter.
Sorry.
Okay. That was quarterback, third string quarterback. Hoyer, why didn't you do that when you were playing? I played PP my rookie year. Actually did a little trick play over there in London. Got the first down on a quarterback sneak, but I can't punt like that, man. He one-stepped that thing too. Kicked it in the end zone. What a throw! Look at the sideline erupt. Patriots players, Drake May loves it. Veterans run it down, no helmet. 38-yard strike with 57 ticks left on the clock.
To call this preseason game interesting for Behren Morton, says the least. We were talking about it just earlier. Out there punting the football. 3 punts, averaged 44 yards a punt. He went 13 for 17, 129 yards, and that game-winning touchdown against the Eagles.
Gus, you and I accidentally were psychic today.
I didn't want to cut you off.
Sorry about that. No, you should have. Should have given us the look and the little hand to the throat thing. Stop ducking.
The yell. No, just be more blatant. Just shut up over the mic.
Or just start playing your clip.
Yeah.
I wish Clint would shut up.
No, more Tech Talk next.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Happy Monday. It's Tech Talk on Double T 97.3, DoubleTSportsNetwork.com, and the Double T 97.3 mobile app. Clint, Gus, and Kyler will go to 6 o'clock. Rangers and White Sox tonight here on Double T 97.3, 6 o'clock, 100.7. The Score. It is the debut this year for the high school fan zone. Memorial, Lubbock, Cooper, Friendship, and Liberty will be tonight. On Wednesday, it'll be Lubbock High, Coronado, Monterey, and Estacado. We were talking about Tommy Castellanos, the now Florida State transfer, who was granted a 5th year, and you were almost immediately linked to him. And, you know, the conversation we had on Friday, the conversation we were just having, like, I mean, there's a fairly sensitive timetable with this. Not that, like, he couldn't, I guess, be added after a game to a team after a game has been played or whatever. But again, this is now his official, like, last year of college football.
Yeah.
You would think, as a guy who has played a bunch of football and seen the field a bunch, would be like, well, I don't want to just sit around for 3 games and then join a team, you know, something like that. Or even, I don't want to see whatever team I'm joining have a game under their belt, especially if that game, if it's like Texas Tech, where you would think against ACU or Oregon State, or, you know, I guess you have Houston after that, and then you get to Sam Houston. But those games where you're like, hopefully you're seeing a ton of reserves and you're seeing a ton of them early, that he's like, well, I might be able to work in some reps on that game. But you also have Kirk Francis in the mix, and you have Chubb Jones there. This is where I was sitting back, eating my social media popcorn, and watching the freak out to just reaction to national guys, to everyone's least favorite burners out there, right? Of going like, hey, this is a good ad. It makes sense. You know, Castellanos brings a lot of athleticism to that room. He brings, if anything, he brings a guy that has played college football and could be instantly a reliable backup. Could be a guy you see in some various packages or sets or specific situations. And then you had all the way from that to the, like, they don't believe in Will Hammond. Everything we've heard is a lie. And I think that's like wishful thinking from Texas fans to A&M, Oklahoma, you know, anybody like that. Even like other Big 12 fans that absolutely hate your guts at Texas Tech, right? That's where it's just like, okay, those people need to, those fans, those reactions need to take a breath, because I think those are the fans that are just trying to find a fault in you and are praying for your downfall every day as they go to bed. I pray here tonight, I pray with all my might that Texas Tech is bad. Like, and, you know, obviously some worry from those fans too. I haven't seen, I'm sure there's some, I haven't seen many like Texas Tech fans freaking out from that angle. But if you are, I would just like be like, well, let's take a step back and reassess the situation.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, regardless of school, that his camp wants to get this thing going, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't, you know, this is the other thing about it is what is the value of a camp of, well, there's a big part of it is the conditioning aspect around it, right? Mm-hmm. Acclimated to heat. I mean, all the things. Hitting, just whatever, getting much closer to game speed. It'll be a little bit easier for this dude because he's done it 3 times already, 3 years already, but at the Power 4 level. But I mean, if you tell me, hey, he didn't need practice, he can just walk in and make plays, well, then what's the value of all this practice?
Right.
The coach isn't going to want to hear that. The coach will be like, hey, he's fine. He can just walk in. He can just, you know, because it'd be different if it's like, well, he's a kicker and he's been kicking. He just got to get with his holder and be all right. his deal's a little more. His deal's going to be a little more integrated if he rolls in here and he's going to run trick plays out of the slot or be the short yardage run quarterback, or part of a QB run game and a small array of passes to get things started. Again, I don't care where he's going. I mean, I guess if it's somewhere that's had a catastrophically bad camp from a quarterback or a QB injury, and they're like, please get a body in here. But I'd be getting antsy if I was a coach bringing this dude in to run some offense.
That was part of the discourse this weekend that I was so interested with, because, and I'm just pulling up Fernelli because he was the one, his was the text of comments that I think I read the most, and was just seeing what people were reacting to, from anger to like, why do you think this way? Because he was one like, there's no way that he's coming in just to be a backup. And I think that there's clear communication, and that would be the plan, is like, hey, you're not coming in. Like, Will Hammond is our starting quarterback. You could be our fail-safe. You still have to prove that too, but you could be our fail-safe, or you could be a guy that you see again in specific sets. But like, Will Hammond is Texas Tech's starting quarterback, and this doesn't make me think, oh, they're wavering or unsure. It just means like it makes sense for both camps, right?
Sure.
Part of the discourse was like, oh, I don't think that he's coming to be a backup, because he could go to Kansas and he could start. So why wouldn't he just do that? He's coming in here thinking he could. Well, and just like for the Jayhawks, this is an easy pull for them, because they have a quarterback battle right now, and I'm not sure if they feel great about any of the three options. Even with that, if I were over there, if I were on that coaching staff, would you feel great about him coming in week one without being in the system at all, and being like, all right, you're better than Chase Jenkins, get out there, man?
That's what I'm saying.
No, that sounds like that would be a disaster.
That's a problem too, isn't it?
Yes. So, I mean, and pull out anybody that's having, like you said, a quarterback battle. Here's a shocker. Iowa quarterbacks apparently have not looked great. Like, oh, you could just go over there and start. No, even then, like, they'd be like, well, do you fit our system? Do you know our dialogue and how we call plays? Can you repeat our terminology back to us? Like, there's a lot that goes into that.
100%.
.54 Razor. I don't know what that means. We didn't call it that in Florida State.
Or he's calling the Florida State play, and you're going, what the hell is that, man?
More Tech Talk coming up next.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Ask Tech Talk is brought to you by Visual Edge IT. Thank you for joining us, Clint, Gus, and Kyler. Give us your questions on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Sooner and Lubbock said the Browns have been good at bailing the Texans out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, but again, the Texans were able to move on.
Yeah.
They were able to move on. They were drafting a quarterback, get the defense loaded up, and now they're viable. Not saying they're ready to win a Super Bowl, but defense may be ready to win.
Defense is very Super Bowl capable.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's oxygen for a turnaround.
By the way, the Texans made a little trade today, going after Kayshon Boutte, receiver for the Patriots. So, which makes sense. I mean, you have a season-ending injury in that room. You also have players that have been dinged up in camp on top of, or coming back from pre-existing injuries. So it's like, I think there's a lot of talent in that room. There's a ton of talent in the receiver room, but like, are they fully healthy? And then on top of it, the bigger issue is desperately trying to iron out whatever, fix whatever was going on with C.J. Stroud last year, because it was not good at times. And in the last game we saw in the playoffs was, I thought, incredibly disheartening. Because they win a playoff game last year, don't forget. But like, if I were a Texans fan, that is like, oof. I mean,
and the other side of that is Patriots making that move are saying, hey, we can get some value for Booty, and we may feel okay about our room, our wide receiver room. We can spare a guy.
Value for Booty, horse name.
Yes, that's true.
Speaking of which, did you see the Jaden York stuff with the 49ers owner?
Oh my gosh. The best
What
thing
a nightmare, man.
The 14 memes. What do you call them? GIFs? Memes? What are
Memes. Memes.
Yeah, the 14 memes of Robert Kraft at the next owner's meeting.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we probably can't talk about his family programming, but go ahead and
that's all. That's all we'll say. Hey, so
let's do 49ers owner and see what comes up.
Yeah.
It's not. It's fine. It's the reporting of the news is PG.
Yeah, the reporting is PG.
Yeah, you're fine looking it up.
$140. Ross Dellinger had a report earlier today, more of just a reminder. I think that this has been known, but SEC presidents and ADs will convene in Birmingham on Tuesday for a 2-day meeting scheduled weeks ago, centering on an exploration into a conference-only governance model. The focus for now is on self-governance and not a competitive breakaway, so important wording there. Then followed up with, this is the part that I think that was already interesting, because anytime they're talking about whether you like the conference or not, I think most of us around here don't like that conference as a whole, but like you hear them talk about breaking away, or I always will pull it into like Super League talk, self-governance, anything like that. They have been the front runners to it. Well, now here's the second part of this chain tweet from Dellinger. Already seen as an unusual gathering, the meeting now takes on more significance as SEC leaders meet at a time of unrest. They must grapple with the eligibility situation where LSU may be violating the league's interconference transfer rule and the NCAA policy banning pro players. And the only reason he says maybe is because...
Did he put it in quotes like maybe?
No, that's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, I know.
Like Dellinger's doing everything correctly. I'm adding sarcasm here because it's like, okay, technically they're not, I guess, transferring from Ole Miss to LSU.
Right.
Because there was a pit stop that wasn't in college football.
Here's the key there. I think this gets into the gist of all of these things. So you're saying a court took one of your rules and more or less stepped on it, right?
Yeah.
And now one of your member institutions is saying, well, I mean, we got a district court over here or whatever it is, state, district, blah, whatever, saying, here's what you can do. It's legal, Mr. Tight End with the Browns. And so you're telling me the college team is holding up their hands and go, what do you want me to do? Is there anyone else in the conference that's going to go full-on outrage and go, hey, we're not playing that team. We're not scheduling that team. I will say this, where's Texas Tech's press release? Yeah. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. If somebody wants to chime in, we're not playing those guys. What I mean by that is with all the fake bleep outrage.
I'm already bracing myself for the, like, oh, yours was gambling. Ours is just a guy that played professionally and was going to get paid for it and was on a totally another level with elite players. That's and then it's coming back. How's that tampering with the game? How's that messing with the competitive balance?
Which was the Texas Center.
Oh,
the football, the Texas Center who went
Gag me with a spoon, dude.
Which was the Texas Center that went to the 2 OTAs, right?
Yes.
Same deal. Oh, no, that's not the same thing. Yours was a bridge too far. Or hill too far, bridge too far. Yeah, like, give me a break, man.
I have cracked up.
And the beauty of this is it's all SEC. It's like, just sit back, pour yourself a little sipper, if that's how you roll, and just watch. Because what do you think, Commissioner, after media day, speeches, and all the crap and all of the high and mighty stuff, what do you think the commish gets to do behind closed doors? Are you guys kidding me right now? I stood up in July and did all of this, high and mighty talk about how we're going to govern ourselves because of the lawless frontier out here and all this stuff, and I'm sure all the veiled attacks at Texas Tech, in parentheses over here. And now we get to watch you guys cannibalize each other, man. One school to another. Got Texas going out, getting a guy that was a center, went to 2 OTAs, right? Mm-hmm. 2. And I don't mean hoops. I'm talking about a football guy. Like, hey, man, I'm not going to make this NFL thing. Think they'll bring me back? I'll go find a district judge that'll give me eligibility. Here we go. Wow. You know who neither... Isn't this rich?
Yes. You know who neither Texas or LSU play this year, at least in the regular season?
Each other.
Well,
I don't know.
No, Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, so he's still safe to go like, we're not playing those guys if they're pulling this crap.
Well, hey, seriously, where's Michigan? Come on. Go blue. Let's hear it, man. Come on, thump the table and go, we're not playing them. We're just going to cancel women's tennis. Cancel it. We're not swimming in the same meet. Our students aren't getting in the same pool with them. Where is it? Where's the outrage? Give me a break.
I know. I have enjoyed.
It's all I can do to not commit about 7 FCC violations. Come talk to me. I'll give you the same speech over at the tailgate, uncensored.
It's so funny to me that every time you were having...
Get a couple beers in me and I'm just going off.
You were having arguments, like you specifically, with SEC fans like this that were holier than thou. And anytime you said, like, dude, if your conference, anybody over there was in this situation, I guarantee you it would be playing out the exact same way.
And their arrogance was we would never get in that position.
We would never do anything like this. And the whole time I kept on going, dude, you have Lane Kiffin over there. Like, start there. You have Lane Kiffin.
We've got your former employer sweeping your office for bugs. All right?
You've got one of the ultimate, like, snake in the grass kind of guys in your conference.
And
what are you talking about?
You had a fight between members. You're all going to get to sit in a conference room and do this thing, man.
I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Actually, we should sweep that damn room for bugs, because I want to hear it, man.
Not even fly on the wall. I want to be you and I live studio audience, because they don't have to worry about canned laughter. We'll be doing it just out loud as soon as it starts. And also, I've loved anybody with LSU going like, nobody call Liz Merle, who is the Attorney General of Louisiana. Don't let her get involved.
Nice.
That's going to do it for us today. It's Tech Talk. We'll see you tomorrow. High School Fan Zone, 6 o'clock, 100.7 The Score. That's coming up.
This has been the Tech Talk Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.